Now, it's not just, red states like Texas that feel the need to take action here. American citizens are fed up with the open border as well, and none more so than this grieving mother.
This could have been anyone's daughter. I don't want any other parent to live the nightmare that I am living. I am her voice now, and I'm going to fight with everything I have to get her story told and bring awareness of the issue at the border.
Tammy Noble's daughter was allegedly raped and strangled by a teenage migrant MS-13 gang member from El Salvador. She's now suing the Department of Homeland Security for failing to do an appropriate background check. Tammy Nobles and her attorney, Brian Claypool, join me now. Tammy, when you see these senators engaged in, quote, negotiations with this administration, given the fact that they are suing Texas and trying to stop Texas from enforcing their own border, what do you say to them, given what happened to your own child?
When I testified in front of the subcommittee, it was very frustrating because the Democrats were on their phones. They didn't look at her picture. They didn't look at her video. They didn't even say her name. And they called me. They told me I wasn't an expert and I shouldn't have been there. And here I am sharing my pain in my personal story with them. And that is how I am treated.
Who do you feel is more empathized with at this point? The people of the United States, many of whom have suffered violent crimes, their families or themselves or their property, by the hands of migrants, or the people of Ukraine who they've suffered a lot, but our own citizens are suffering. Who gets more of the Senate's attention here?
I have been getting a lot of support from a lot of individuals here in the United States. I have had an outpouring of support, and everyone is happy with how I am sharing her story and with this lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm talking about the government. I think the people of the United States are 100% with you. Brian, your legal basis for filing the lawsuit, given the fact that the government can usually claim some sort of immunity in circumstances like this, what makes you think you could be successful?
Yeah, hey, Laura, we're tired of being held hostage by DHS. We're tired of DHS and President Biden playing Russian roulette with our kids. It could be your daughter, it could be my daughter. It was Tammy's daughter. So we're fed up. We've had enough. So we filed this $100 million lawsuit, and we will win and get around this immunity because DHS engaged in what's called operational negligence. That's how we get around this immunity. This wasn't some discretionary act, Laura. They had a protocol they were supposed to follow at the border, and they breached their own protocol. It was simple. You're supposed to lift the T-shirt of this kid trying to come across the border. He has a gang tattoo. He had one. He's disqualified. He goes back to El Salvador. A simple phone call, Laura, to the consulate in El Salvador. And guess what? This kid was on that list because he was arrested in 2020 for being in an MS-13 gang. So we're going to make change and try to create safety in this country in honor of Kayla Hamilton.
Tammy, your family suffered so much. We feel so deeply for you and for all Americans who are suffering because of this. Brian, thank you for representing her.